Om Tat Sat. Good evening and namaste to all. There was a disruption in this effort series of stories by Grandpa. The net was the cause, internet connection. Now I've got back the connection, so let me continue this story by Grandpa. Om Tat Sat. Today I'll recount a story, an anecdote from a great, well-known personality, from the life of a great, well-known personality. I don't know if these anecdotes narrated actually happened in their lives. This was sent by a good friend of mine, and it is good. It's a good anecdote, worth sharing. So I want to share. But I have doubts if such this incident could have happened. It's a very normal, very common incident. It could have happened. It could have been an exaggerated narration by his friends and well-wishers, or it can be an imagination inserted into the life story. Anyhow, can a service attitude, a service or a help given be valued in terms of money? We normally want to do that, but it's not fair. The service or the help is just a revelation of the inner nature of the one who is helping. Swabhava. There was one peasant, a farmer in Scotland, an ordinary farmer. The written story has it that he was a poor farmer. Now, this poor is also a relative term. One who is poor in one's eye may not be poor in another person's eyes. Okay, an ordinary farmer. He was on his field working when he heard screams of help, help, help. He left his work, ran in the direction of the sound, and found a youthful boy just on the verge of his youth. A boy, you should say, struck waist deep in the marshy mud. He was struggling to come out of that marshy mud. And the more he struggled, the more he was getting trapped. So he screamed. The farmer looked at him, found a long stick, bamboo, in his farm, brought it and somehow risking his own life, he brought out that lad, that boy. The boy was saved. That's all. The incident ends here. Just the compassionate mind, heart of the farmer, or an instant reaction to a sight on seeing the boy being trapped in mud. It was just a normal reaction, and saving him was within his reach. It didn't require any instruments and any huge machineries or help of others. So it was possible, and he did it. That's all. Next day, a very costly car that came to his field parked near the gate, and a very rich looking person got out of the car and came into the field. He wished the farmer and said, I am Randolph Churchill, and this boy whom you saved was my son, Winston Churchill. So he thanked the farmer and then said, I want to help you. We feel it is a great thing giving out money in return for such help. But the one who has helped and has forgotten that, he feels blushed. He is embarrassed by this offer of money. He said, no, it was just a natural reaction. I found him in the marsh and I could help him. The helping him was within my means. So I just helped him and he came out. That's all. Please don't monetize that. That's what he probably replied to this rich man. Then by that time, a small boy came and stood by the side of the farmer. Then this man said, that's Randolph Churchill said, it's okay that you don't want to receive in terms of cash, but if this is your son, I can help in his education. Any extent, any level of education that he wants to get can be sponsored by me. I'll pay the fees and the expenses towards his education, highest education for him. The farmer thought getting him educated in especially the higher education may not be within his reach. He may not be able to do that with his limited resources. So he accepted to that proposal. And the boy was, his whole education was sponsored by this rich Adolf Churchill. This farmer, whose name was Fleming, and the child who later on went to become Alexander Fleming. He studied medical science, became a doctor, served in the First World War, and discovered a very crucial medicine called penicillin. Penicillin was discovered by this man, which has saved even that Winston Churchill, who later on went on to become UK's Prime Minister. He was the MP for almost 60 years in his life. And twice he was elected Prime Minister. And he was a very decisive and resolute Prime Minister who led UK to victory in the Second World War, who could inspire the common Britisher to give his best in the nation's victory. So that Winston Churchill got pneumonia attack, and this very penicillin of this Fleming helped him in recovering from that. So this is an incident quoted, and I liked it. It's a very good expression of human nobility to do something and to deny the returns for the act that was done. Is many times such very ordinary looking acts result in great positive gain for the world. Now UK got its one of the best prime ministers due to the farmer Fleming, and scientific world got a great scientist by the feeling of indebtedness the rich person Randolph Churchill had. I doubted because this Fleming married at the age of 60, his second marriage. And this boy was born some 6 or 7 years before his death. The father died, an old man, died when this boy was just 7 years old. So probably this incident is an exaggerated version. Yet it's a very good and inspiring incident. So I wanted to share this. That's all for the day. Meet you again tomorrow. Om Tat Sat.